Hello Aries, how you doing my fire family? I hope you're well. Thank you so much for coming here to watch. I appreciate you. I'm here with a reading for the week ahead. We're looking at some oracles. We're going to get the overall energy for the week ahead from the oracles, and then we're going to hit it up with some tarot. And yeah, thanks for showing up here. So if you're brand new and you've never been here before, welcome to all the shenanigans. And if you're back because you're always here, I appreciate you, my ride or dies. And if you are going to hang around till the end, I will tell you about how to find the extended if you're interested in that, and also how to get a private reading if you're interested in that. Let's find out what these oracles have for you, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for the fire family. What's going on? We've got impasse. Look, I think I've done 3 readings today. This is the 3rd reading I've done today where the impasse has come up. So I really think it has something to do with the energies of the eclipse, because I feel like there are a lot of people standing here at this wall, banging their head against the wall, and at the impasse of, I don't know what to do from here, because what I want is not moving. Like, maybe you're in a relationship that is stalled. Maybe you're in a job that you no longer like. It feels like something is stalled. You're at an impasse. It says here, reflect, redirect your energy. So I think you're supposed to go around the wall. But Aries, look. I have enough Aries in my chart to know that you're just going to put your head down and try and ram the wall a few times, right? So I think that you're at an impasse. I think that you're at a place in your life where you're standing up against the brick wall, yelling at it, get out of the way, and it won't move. And you're too stubborn to not step back. Look, there's other signs that are stubborn, just like Taurus, and you're one of them. And you're used to just sort of ramboing it, right? As Casper Safe would say, you're used to just ramboing it, right? To get what you want. But I think you're in a bit of frustration here because it feels like there is an impasse. And, you know, this brick wall is across the back here, which means that the path goes straight to that brick wall. It's like the end of the road. And I don't think that you are willing to give up or say, okay, this isn't working. I've got to find another way, or I've just got to exit the situation. Oh, yes. I'm going to be putting up some bonus reads that I've already completed. You'll get those probably sometime tomorrow or Monday. And one of those readings was about that, actually. It was about somebody not wanting to give up the situation as it is, but knowing it's not really going anywhere. And that's what that feels like. So this feels like that lingering energy of that reading that I did yesterday. All right. It's not on the platform just yet, but it will be in the next 48 hours or so. Tell me about Aries. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me more about Aries, please. We've got suffering and silence. There it is again. So look, there is something that is going on here where I feel like you have been spending time by yourself, looking off into the future, saying, what the hell am I doing? What is next? I don't know what is next. It feels like you are in Groundhog Day. Every day you sit at the table at home and you watch the sun come up. And you know that what is in store for you this day was the same thing that was in store for you yesterday and the day before and the day before. You've come to a place here where you're in some sort of a cycle that continues on. It continues to repeat, but you feel stuck. I feel like you're at an impasse here. You feel stuck, but I honestly feel like you're suffering in silence because there's something, it's going to take a really big move for you. It's going to make a really... Whatever it is that you're planning on doing here, or I think the reason you're suffering in silence is because you know that if you take a hammer to the wall, everybody's going to see it, everybody's going to hear it, and it's going to be a major undertaking in your life. And so right now, I feel like you're playing under the surface where you're suffering in silence. Card number 9 is the Hermit. You might be spending time by yourself. Maybe you're a walker. Maybe you're a person who just goes out to the country and walks the beach. Maybe, I don't know, but you're spending time on your own trying to figure out what to do. You're suffering in silence currently. We have card number 3. It says, set healthy boundaries. Oh boy. So there we go, right? It feels like you're everybody. You are the everything for everybody. You're the contact specialist. You're the subject matter expert at work. You're the emperor. You're carrying the house, the mortgage, the family. You're paying all the bills. I feel like you have to set some healthier boundaries. Card number 3, interesting, because card number 3 is the number of the Empress in the tarot, major arcana. And the Empress is somebody who does have really healthy boundaries. Someone who's very giving and loving and kind. Empress can be feminine or masculine, but somebody who's very loving and giving and kind, but also somebody who's going to set the boundary because she knows that takers are just takers. And not everybody is going to try and replenish her. And, you know, she's got wisdom, right? To the wisdom of all the queens. And so she knows, like, if she's by herself as the Queen of Cups, she's at risk of feeling depleted emotionally. But when the Queen of Swords or the Queen of Wands comes up and it says, hey, you can't give everything away. You need to set boundaries. So I think that's what's going on here. You've got to set some sort of boundaries with people. And I think you're suffering in silence because I think you've come to an impasse, which is, it feels almost like burnout. You've come to this place of that you're almost ready to just throw your hands in the air because you haven't set healthy enough boundaries with the people around you that continue to take, whether that's emotionally, empathically, your time, your energy, whatever it is. It feels like that people are taking and not necessarily giving. Hang on a second, I have 4 cards pop out there. I don't want 4 cards. We've got wisdom, okay. We've got wisdom, and we've got knowledge gained through experiences from a wise counselor. So I don't know if you think that you might need counseling. Maybe you need a literal counselor. Wisdom for me is the Hierophant. And the Hierophant, I feel, is telling me to tell you that it's time that you have to start using the knowledge that you've gained through your experience with people. And it's time for you to use your wisdom in that. We do have a twin flame card here, which is very interesting, and we'll see how that plays in, but it says a spiritual connection between you and a twin flame. Creativity. It says have fun, express yourself in new ways. So, I don't know how that factors in. The thing is that when I look at the bottom of the deck, that's something that might be going on in the rest of the month. This is going on next week, but this energy on the bottoms of the decks, which we'll look at right here, is energy for the rest of the month. So we'll see how that plays in. But we've got Desert Passage. Trust there is a divine plan. And so I feel like part of the suffering in silence is like maybe you're not really ready to give it over to your source, right? Whoever that is for you. You're not ready to give it over to your source and say, here, I'm sacrificing it. I trust you to lead me in the right direction. It feels like the Desert Passage is a place that's very arid. It looks like it's a very small sort of, there's 2 big rocks here. It's like you have to slide through the rocks in order to see the sun. Otherwise, it's kind of a gray area, maybe. Trust in the divine plan. I feel like the universe is trying to get you to trust in a divine plan, but I think you're suffering in silence because you're almost burnt out or hit an impasse because your boundaries aren't very good. Like this, we have a third eye chakra opening up here. Movement, choices, and decisions. So the third eye chakra is, when the third eye opens, you start to see things that you didn't see before. Like, how did I let that shit go on for so long? And I think that's what's coming sometime this month. It feels like what's coming here is movement, choices, and decisions because the third eye is opening. So, and also it's card number 6. So we could also be talking about your relationships. Someone that you have in your life as a love interest. We've got recognition and reward. So I feel like that is your fuel, the recognition and reward. But I feel like you need better boundaries because it feels like you're about to hit a wall. And I feel like rather than go around the wall, you're just going to try and ram your head into that wall over and over until it moves. And you're going to close your third eye. Your third eye is about to open here, and you're about to see the divine plan. And I'm glad for that. It says take the lead, stag spirit. What else do we have here? We've also got learn from the past. Very interesting. So this is talking about knowledge that's gained through experience, and experience comes from the past. It comes from living through things and getting wisdom from those things, whether they went good or bad. You got a lesson from those things. And so it says here to take the lead. You are the leader, right? You're Aries. You're the first in the zodiac. And it says here, learn from the past. So learn from the past is card number 7, which is the universe looking in on you and saying, come on, learn, like I feel like you're in a cycle, Aries, that you didn't realize you jumped back into. So let's just say you were married back there and you ended the marriage. I think you jumped into the next relationship and now you're back in the same cycle doing the same thing because you didn't realize you were in a pattern. And so I feel like you need to take the lead. It's time for you to stand up here and take the lead. We've got card number 13, transformation is coming, and you are going to stand up and take the lead. Card number 13. Interesting. Let's take a look at tarot. Tell me more about Aries, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me more about Aries. What's this impasse, please? You hit the wall, Aries. Or you're about to. And I think you know it already, honestly, because you've been suffering in silence up till now. I think it's really going to become glaringly, there's a glaring realization coming here. There it is. That's where you're at right now, the Eight of Swords, right? In this place where I feel trapped. I feel like no matter what way I move, I'm going to get cut. It's going to hurt me. I'm not really sure what to do at this point. So I think that you're in this overthinking situation here. Because you know that the wall is right there. That's where the path is leading to. And you're just not sure what to do from here. I feel like you don't have an answer just yet. We have the Ace of Cups, suffering in silence. What? Oh boy. It does feel like somebody here is in a love situation or a relationship. It feels like the heart space suffers in silence. You do not have what is making your heart happy. Your heart is not happy at this time. You're like looking at the Ace of Cups like I should be happy. I should be happy. Oh, what's the name of that song? Hang on. I'm in a clairaudience, so I usually get music that means something. Oh, that's where the twin flame thing comes in. What I'm hearing is a song by Maggie Rogers. And they say, you should be so happy now. Leave the Light On, it's called. The song is about two people who are not together, who are apart. And she's saying, if you leave the light on, I'll leave the light on. So if you come for me, then I will pay attention. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you to your life. It feels like there's people that are in separation, or you're in separation with someone, but you're with somebody else. Look, we could be dealing in this dynamic right here, that there is someone else out there that you can't depart from or remove your energy from. And the noise got too loud and everybody said, you should be so happy now. So the song is about like apologizing to someone and saying that time got away from me. And before I knew it, everything got too loud. And everybody saw my success and said, you must be so happy now. You've got the perfect spouse. You've got the 1.2 kids. You've got the car, the house. I feel like you're living a life where you're showing people your happy face. And I think that might have been in that reading that I did, that bonus read. I'll get that up for you, hopefully either tonight or tomorrow. All right. So somebody here is suffering in silence. It's like you're in the Ace of Cups and you're like, this is not what it's supposed to feel like. It's not supposed to feel like this. Tell me about the Armadillo Spirit. Set healthy boundaries. We've got the Three of Pentacles, so you do have to set healthy boundaries here. You need to build a foundation of boundaries. I feel like you're in a community or in a group of people, or maybe it's workplace, where you're available by phone, by text. Whenever they want you, they can get you. I think that it's time for you to set some sort of a boundary with the people around you, whether that's family, friends, workplace, community, whatever it is. We've got wisdom and we've got the Knight of Cups. So knowledge gained through experiences from a wise counselor. I feel like somebody gave you advice about the relationship you currently reside in before you got into it. I think that somebody asked you to slow down. Don't get into the marriage so quick. Don't make a commitment so quick. Don't buy the house together so quick. It feels like wisdom from the wise counselor was slow down, because we're looking at the passive Knight. I know that you have heart space, but slow down. Build more of a foundation before you move forward. This could be like maybe you jumped into the job not knowing the contract, or maybe you jumped into the relationship and you didn't really look very deeply into the situation, the person, what they were like, but your third eye is opening now and you're about to take the lead. You're about to stand up. This card 58. Yeah, card number 58 is the 13, man. That's change. That's transformation. That's a death card. Something is coming up that's big that is going to change here. Tell me more. We've got the the 6 of Wands. We've got the 10 of Cups. That's where you're at the impasse. Oof. Yeah, it looks like the 2 of Wands being here is like, I need a better plan. Because I'm stuck. I feel stuck at the 2 of Wands. I'm not taking action. I'm not going this way. I'm not going that way because I'm surrounded by swords. I feel like I'm a prisoner of the mind, or maybe you feel like you're a prisoner in your life at this point. But I feel like where you're reaching the impasse is with the 10 of Cups. Because the 6 of Wands is here, I feel like you're a person who's been through a lot of trauma or a lot of hardship in your past. It says here, knowledge gained through experiences, right? So the 6 of Wands is about coming back from the war, coming back from the fight, and getting your victory or your success anyway, people cheering you on. And so I feel like the noise got too loud and everybody said, you must be so happy now. It just really feels like all the people around you are like, gosh, look at you. You got the best looking spouse. You got great kids. They're high achievers. Like, it feels like all the people around you are envious of your life or the money you make or the business you run. And you're sitting here like, yeah, because I could just put my head down and run into that wall. Because I feel like you feel trapped in the lifestyle that you've built, and that you are sitting here at the 2 of Wands wondering, I got to make a decision here of what I'm going to do, because I can't sit here forever and suffer in silence. Tell me what this is about. We've got the Knight of Wands, we've got the 9 of Cups, and we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So it's time for you to invest in your own happiness, because the 9 of Cups is built by you. The 9 of Cups is something you did by yourself that nobody else did for you. It's also not necessarily caring about the outside influences that are clapping you on the back and telling you how great you are, because you've survived all of this. Look, the Knight of Wands, the reason that they don't give any stability is because the Knight of Wands has been through a lot of fights and they've been very brave. And, knights are protectors, right? You know the whole story of the medieval stuff, right? The knights are the ones who guard everything. I feel like you are in this Knight of Wands energy where you're the one who's showing the brave face, but the 9 of Cups is here and you are suffering in silence. But I feel like you're like looking into the distance, like, I really need to open up a new chapter for myself that's sturdy and stable, something that I can grow on my own or do by myself. I need to be happy within me. So I feel like you thought that the money would make you happy. You thought that the beautiful or handsome spouse would make you happy. You thought that the cars would make you happy and the big house would make you happy. And right now I feel like you're in this little bit of a crisis mode here where you're suffering in silence, even though you've got the Ace of Cups, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. But I think what you don't have at this time is the 9 of Cups, because you just keep moving in order to get whatever you think is external to you that makes you happy. We have the 3 of Pentacles, we have the Lovers, we have the 8 of Wands, and we have the High Priestess. So there's the silence we were talking about. I feel that there is going to be movement here. I feel like the Lovers being here could represent a relationship that you're already in. The 8 of Wands tells me that something's got to give. We've got to move forward, or we've got to talk about it, or I've got to give you the information that I have. It feels like there's been a lot of silence. The High Priestess is the one who's mysterious and silent, who's sort of inward, thinking about themselves. I think what you have here, my friend, is a partnership. I think it's a partnership, and I think that there is something else involved here. And I don't ever see this card, honestly, as the third party card. I don't often see third parties in any of these cards, to be honest. But I feel like there is, like, one of you is out really enjoying life, and one of you is, all you do is grind. And I think you're the one that does all the grinding. I think you're just working. and somebody else is out in the community being the socialite, having fun, being social, but you don't have time to do that because you're the one that's grinding. Tell me about this wisdom here. Wisdom about the Knight of Cups. I feel like somebody a while ago gave the Emperor wisdom. Don't do it. Don't jump in so quickly. Put your boundaries up. Look, we're talking about boundaries here, right? We're talking about that you need better boundaries. And I think that the wisdom that you got from someone back there was, look, you're the Emperor. Get the prenup. You're the Emperor. It feels like you're trying to, like someone is saying, protect yourself. Protect yourself with the 7 of Wands and then the 10 of Wands before it becomes too heavy. Before all of the burdens stack up on your back, make sure that you protect yourself. Get yourself a prenup. Make sure that you don't rush into this. Slow down. The Knight of Cups is the passive knight. All right. Well, we took up a lot of time here. I'm gonna put down 3 cards. We're gonna look at this in the extended. If you want to be in the extended, please look at the comment that is at the top of all the comments, the pinned comment. You can purchase this outright, or you can come to the membership area. There's links for both of those there. I'm also doing private reads, which are pre-recorded. Also live readings. Check my schedule. You could go with the link to Hypsee and check my pricing. Let's put down 3 cards and find out what is going on here. We've got the Queen of Cups. Ooh, boy. Somebody is disconnecting from their emotions. Why? Because there's something toxic abound. You've created a lot of codependency in your life, Aries. That's what it feels like here. You've created a bunch of codependency in your life. People who depend on you to bring them money, stuff, things, houses, cars, trips. I feel like it is a financial dependence, but it's also could be an emotional dependence. It feels like somebody depends. They're not happy if you're not happy. In other words, so they have no autonomy. They're somebody who's very codependent with you, and if you have a bad day, they have a bad day. So, which means that if you have a bad day, you don't have any support, because if you have a bad day, they have a bad day. So they're not really a support to you. You always have to be holding everyone up, is what it feels like. I feel like with the 8 of Cups here that you feel like you're settling for something here. The Queen of Cups is here. I think you're the compassionate, loving, and kind one, but it feels like you've been settling for codependency, and I think we're going to talk about that in the extended. Got the Chariot here. You're about ready to get in your car and go. Take your money and leave. Whoo, change is coming. Oh my gosh. Change is coming in your stability, my friend, after your healing. I feel like the third eye is opening. We're going to talk more about all of this in the extended. Let's go there if you want to come with us. You know how to get there. And if you were already there, I'll see you there in a minute. Thanks so much for being here and watching, Aries. I do appreciate you. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.